Hey there, welcome back. This is Dented and Driven Garage, and I'm Mike. We're back working on this 74 crew cab short bed 4-wheel drive. We are going to be putting a Cummins in this truck, but we are not to that step yet. But today we're going to fix our firewall up, work on our roof. Our roof is fairly dented up, so we're going to take a look at that in a second. But first, we're gonna weld in a little patch for this throttle rod where the throttle pedal comes through, and then there's a little rod pulls on the short cable that goes to the carb. We are not doing that the same way. So we're gonna patch that hole. We're gonna leave the bolt holes because we are gonna bolt the same throttle pedal in, but we're gonna cut the rod on the pedal and adjust that. We'll go over that later on another episode. But we're gonna do a cable end going through the firewall instead of that hole. So we're going to patch that hole up, make it look nice, and then we'll probably paint this firewall because once we go to drill holes, it won't matter anyway. But we are going to work on getting the dimples out of this roof. It is very bad. We're going to take a look at that in a second, but we'll look at that, and then we're going to get right into this. Get this thing going. So like I said, we're going to look at this roof quick. So as you can see, there's some kind of nasty dimples in it. Hard to see from this angle. Let's get at another angle here. Gotta grab my stool. Alright, so you can see there's pretty nasty one right there, and there's two of them over there. There's one kind of like right here, and there's one like over there a little bit further. That one's kind of on the edge of the roof. It's kind of hard to see, but we are gonna probably work on porta powering and heating with a torch to get those to come out, because I've been trying to shrink it, trying to get it to shrink a little bit, thinking that it was, but I think I actually need to stretch it to get that to go away. So we're gonna work on that, but first I want to get this firewall done before I forget it, because I keep forgetting to do it. It needs to be done. And since the last time you saw this, we did a little sanding outside and inside, and we'll go to that later, but we're gonna get this done first, so let's get to it. So we got that done. It's looking like something. I mean, it ain't perfect, but it's patched up. So there we are on that. And we're gonna need to paint our firewall here. We'll do that shortly. But we are gonna move on to working on this roof, trying to get some of those ripples and dents out. It looks ugly. I want that fixed. I want to get this interior painted sooner than later, but we need to pick a color. So comment down below what color we should do on this thing, if you've been following along at least. Let me know what you guys think we should do for a color combo or just a color in general. I'm not really sure if I want to do a two-tone yet or whatever, but we got a little more body work to do, obviously, as you can see. But we are definitely cooking right along, getting this thing done. I'd like to get it done this year, so hopefully not too much longer, and we'll start getting this thing going back together. But we got to get a color picked out and get the interior painted so we can start getting the rest of the truck kind of put together so we can paint the exterior. But we're going to move right along and get this roof working on, so let's get to it. We'll set you guys up on time lapse and we'll get right after it. So it was way worse. I got a decent amount out, but it's still not perfect, and it bothers me. I'm not really sure how to get it better than this. I might have to go get a different porta power. My porta power is not acting right. For some reason, it's either bypassing oil in the cylinder or bypassing oil in the pump side. So it's not really, it'll go a little bit, and it's not the oil level, and there's not an air pocket in it. So I don't know if one of the seals blew or something. The last time I used it, it got kind of warm. I think it was either the cylinder or maybe it was I think it was the jaw actually. I was bending a bumper. But anyway, neither here nor there. I might have to go borrow a different porta power or go buy a new one of the two. But it looks a little better. I wouldn't say it's good. And then in the meantime, I was letting that cool with pressure on it. So I heated it up and tried to stretch where it's kind of like all pulling together, making these low points. It's all pulling together in the center. And so I was trying to stretch that. So I porta powered a piece of metal wedge in there and then dollied kind of against the metal, kind of peened it to try to stretch the metal a little bit. And I heated it up too, see if I could help stretch it. And it doesn't seem like it wants to. So we're gonna take a break from that because it's frustrating. Sometimes you just gotta walk away from something that's just not working right. So I can kind of wrap my head around a better way of doing it. So in the meantime anyway, I painted part of the firewall that needed a cool down where we welded that piece in. So that's looking pretty good. And I think we're gonna move to the interior, or maybe we'll work on the front suspension. I'm not 100% sure yet. But let me, I'm gonna bring you guys along. We'll look at this roof, kind of see what we should do. I gotta wrap my head around what we should do next, but I'll show you guys what it looks like and let's do it. So we're gonna check this roof out here. I mean, it's really hard to see on camera, but there's a low point right there and right there. I was trying to get that to stretch a little bit because it seems like it's shrunk right here. But this truck, I think, was rolled over because there's lots of ripples in this and where they pulled everything back out. And that roof support, as you can see, that thing is just hammered. And that was not me. So this thing, I'm pretty sure, was in a rollover and the roof got caved in really bad, or like a tree landed on the roof of it or something like that where it was really messed up. So we're just still fighting that. It is way better than what it was, but it's still not where I want it to be yet. We didn't paint that whole area because I have to put a plate in there for our clutch hydraulics and stuff, so it doesn't warp the firewall funny or anything, and then it holds strong. But like from the brake booster that way, we are done, besides drilling a couple holes. So we just tidied that up. And then we'll paint those after we do our floor pans. That'll all get painted and whatnot. But I'd say it looks pretty good now. Looks a little more presentable, I should say. We are moving along on this build. We gotta do a lot of paint work into the interior, which we gotta figure out our color still. So, comment below what color we should do on this truck. Not 100% certain. I just know we're not gonna do charcoal gray. Oh, yeah. But maybe we should start on this front suspension. I'm really itching to get this cross member cut out. So let's start on that. We'll cut these rivets, start tearing that all apart. We gotta get it jacked up, propped up, all that jazzy stuff. So let's get to it. Well, we got our front axle out. Cutting the crossmember cutting the rivets out didn't go all as bad as I thought. They came out fairly decent. So that was kind of surprising. Normally you fight them tooth and nail. I gotta pop that one out still. But, I gotta cut that crossmember, just notch it and fold it. Get that one out of the way. But we're gonna leave this one until the front axle's back in and all this is all bolted together tight. Because I'm going to use grade 8 bolts, grade 8 frame bolts for those instead of the rivets. I'm not going to re-rivet it. Way too much work. And we're going to get rid of that cross member. That's going to go bye-bye here today. We got to obviously undo my brake hoses and whatnot. But we are moving right along. Those were whooped out. Yeah. Hoofda. Well, that's all right, because we're going to do new springs. We got our updated axle. It is a 76 front disc brake axle, and it will just drop right in this truck. But we're going to do some lift springs, I'm pretty sure. I'm thinking of a 4-inch lift. Just really expensive for highboy springs, but I think I want to keep it highboy suspension just for authenticity on this truck. I was going to put 05 axles underneath it, and then I kind of changed my mind. I have the 76 axle. I just need new springs, new front springs, because my springs that are on that axle are whooped out. And I think I want to lift this thing 4 inches. It'll be pretty sweet when we do that. But we got that out, so that's a big step. We just need to get that axle out of the shop and get our new axle here, and I gotta order springs. But we're gonna get our frame just kind of cleaned up a little better, because it's just nice to have a nice clean frame. And then before we start putting stuff back on, we're gonna paint this. I don't know when exactly, but we will be painting this before the front axle goes back in. We might get our front axle next week. We'll see. We got to grab our rear axle too. So we have the rear axle that matches the gear ratio over the front out of the 76, out of the old Fummins. That one was converted to disc brake in the rear already, so that will be a big plus. But we have to do all our spring hangers, and it needs new springs too. Those ones are completely whooped out. So our spring hangers have to be replaced, so that's gonna kind of suck, because I hate cutting the rivets on these, but whatever. But we'll get this out and whatnot on next time when we get our rear axle here. We'll probably take the truck out, spin it around, bring it back in, and then we'll do it on the front end, I'm guessing, because the rear is just a lot harder to do when it's in this corner of the shop. I mean, makes it difficult to move around and get a rear end out. So that's kind of the plan. But we got our front end out, so that's a big plus. Our shop's a mess right now, but that's okay, because we're making progress. Progress is good. We're gonna have to change out our brake master, cylinder, and booster, and our steering column have to be changed out still too. But we got interior paint to do. We got a lot to go. So follow along. We're gonna keep building this thing. It's gonna be sweet when we're all done. No denying that. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want this truck color to be. And I'll see you guys next time.